Good. Okay, coming into camp, here's what we had going on. Number one, a little overextended downfield. You like to put that ball way far out in front of you. What that tends to do is pull too much weight forward in your stance. A lot of times we'll see that with the knees ahead of the toes or the heels off the ground, but you're doing a little different. What you're doing to try and counterbalance that, which is a sign of a good athlete, trying to overcompensate or correct for that, is you were hunkering down on the back end. You were bending the knees too deeply beyond 90, not a powerful, explosive, and quick beginning position. And number two, you were shoving a lot of your body mass back into the hips so that you were ending up very flat-footed with a huge amount of your body mass behind your center of gravity. Flat-footed doesn't win battles on the football field. It also is going to make your leg drive pretty vertical, kind of like doing a hack squat. We can't really capture the lower body motion energy unless it's back up into the hips about 10 to 20 degrees off of vertical and have it contribute to accelerating the football to the target. Okay, so essentially, to put it simply, you're overstretched on the field. You're about 5'10". You're setting up like are you going to correct me? I don't know. You're about 5'10", aren't you?
About 5'10".
Okay, I'm sorry. So you're a little shorter, but if you're 5'7", you're setting up like you're 5'10". Okay, we need to take your whole head to tail platform, elevate it a couple inches higher off the ground, shorten you down, get you balanced by getting your knees right over the toes. Now the shortened down part I want to explain. When we move you higher vertically, further from the ball, you're going to be able to bring that ball a little closer, but still preserve a very good arm extension. Okay, let's bring you on camera, let's manipulate you, and let's see if we can't get you set up just right, and then we'll show you how you can make these adjustments on your own. You ready? First thing I'm going to do is pull the ball forward, go ahead and lean on it. That's going to get your knee bend to 90 degrees or less, straighten the back, and fully extend the arms. Then I'm going to raise you up, maximizing operating room under your torso. Then I'm going to push you back into the hips till the heels touch the ground, knees are over the toes, and you're still on the feet. Now, sometimes you like to hunker down. So notice when I push you back, Mike, it's towards your target into the hips, not down to the ground, okay? You feel comfortable? Okay. Go ahead and give it a good hard throw. That should feel pretty good. That's very close to being perfect. Let's do one more. Might have had you down too long. Stance width's a tad narrow. Let's bring you just a tiny bit out with the feet, okay? There you go. Got to feel comfortable, no pressure on the hip flexors, load bearing on the quads, which is optimal for two things. One is comfort and one is explosive potential. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Feel pretty good? Let loose. Now, tell me where that ball went. Right to the guy's hip, because a perfect setup will lead to a perfect snap. Motion energy go down the spine through the hips towards your target, up from the feet into the hips towards your target, about 10 to 20 degrees off vertical. Those energies will converge and combine. Wherever that arrow is pointed, that's where the ball is headed. Let's do two more real quickly. Let's see those balls, Mike. Okay, I'm going to show you now how to get yourself adjusted without me being here to three-step you, okay? So coming into camp, you had the ball too far out in front of you. That was pulling weight forward. You were shoving back and getting flat-footed and too deep to counterbalance. We took this whole head-to-tail platform, elevated it higher off the ground, allowed you to shorten up a little bit. Not that tall. We got you real tall. Settle down. And then we got the knees right over the toes for optimum balance. Good hard two-handed throw, Mike. Looking really solid. You're throwing the ball harder and harder without a loss of control. You ought to feel really good about how solid you are on your feet and the results you're getting. Let's do one more on your own. Go ahead. Now, settle that weight back. There you go. Feel good? Tear loose. That's outstanding. Now, what I like, you're only going to be a sophomore, right? A lot of times as a sophomore, you tend to be all arms or more arms than anything else. You're starting to integrate and starting to use the legs more and more. You're starting to get some good gut crunch in it. The more you can make the snap an all-body kind of thing, like any other position in football, the better and better and better you're going to become. Do you have any questions?
No.
You're looking really good. You're not overextended, pulling too much weight forward. You're not too deep on the back end. So we raised your front, lowered your back end, got the knees over the toes. That feel solid? Good hard two-handed throw for me. Excellent, excellent. Let's go ahead and move it. Okay. Feeling solid? Good hard two-hand throw. You're not feeling off balance or hip flexors? Okay. Excellent, Mike. Excellent job. Great.